said to Mike when I got here, we need to get him some orange suspenders with that outfit. So I'd also like to acknowledge we're on the traditional territory of the Nanaimo First Nation. And Geraldine, thank you for the very warm welcome. So welcome to the 14th Annual Vancouver Island Safety Conference, and thank you for taking time out of your weekend to attend. And as we were leading up to the conference, and talking with staff, I was really guessing in terms of what kind of impact we were going to have in terms of where we are with the economic challenges, uncertainty within the industry. And I can tell you, standing up here and just seeing the number of people in this room just makes me very proud in terms of you attending today. So thank you very much. I would also like to recognize the volunteers that put this conference together. A lot of work involved in that, but also recognize the sponsors. And again, questions in terms of where we are with the industry right now and what was sponsorship going to look like. And having said that, we have one of the highest levels of sponsorship this year. So, again, I think that just speaks to industry's commitment in terms of health and safety and ensuring that we get everybody home safe every day. In addition to paying our respect and tributes to our friends, coworkers, and colleagues that lost their lives in 2018, I'd also like to acknowledge the recent loss of Ed Wilcock. And I think many of you know Ed. He was president and owner of EMB Helicopters. Ed's commitment to the safety and evacuation services to coastal forestry companies will never be forgotten. And Ed was just one of those individuals where no matter what time, what day it was, he was always available to respond to any incident in the forest industry, and he really will be missed. Ed was recognized in 2017 with the Kerry White Memorial Lifetime Achievement Award. And his dedication to the safety of those working in the forest industry on Vancouver Island and southern coastal inlets will forever honor his lasting legacy. So every year I like to take this opportunity to provide you with the progress that we've seen as industry. And I know I've talked to a lot of you during the session this morning. I think there's a lot of struggles going on in terms of keeping people busy, not working. And what I want to emphasize is the positive progress that's being made on the safety front. And I'm going to touch on some of those, but again, I want to congratulate you in terms of your focus and efforts on this. We continue to see progress that we haven't seen in this industry in terms of improvements. And one of the things in terms of meeting that challenge is going to be our ability to continue to focus, because there's going to be lots of distractions involved with our daily lives and our business lives, and our ability to keep focused on doing these right things is going to be key to our long-term success. So in terms of safety performance, I always like to say that we're most successful when industry owns and leads the change. And I say that because if we're not accountable to ourselves in doing that, somebody else will come in and do that for us. And I think we've demonstrated strongly that we continue to do that. So our overall safety performance in the industry, a couple of notable achievements that I want to touch on. So you probably heard me speak to last year in terms of some of the challenges and emerging trends we've seen in the industry. And I highlighted the concerns around log hauling, log transportation, and some of the incidents we were seeing on the public roads, and probably one of the areas of greatest risk. And I'm happy to say that in 2018, the injury rate for log hauling has been one of the lowest injury rates that we've seen as an industry, and that came in at 4.8 for an injury rate. And I can say that with a high level of confidence over the last 20 years because we were unable to go back to look at the data before that, but I can say with a high level of confidence this is a benchmark that we've never achieved as an industry. Even more significant is the progress made by industry during the last 5 years, where we saw a 20% decrease in the injury rate in log hauling. So, that's, my message is keep on doing what you're doing. A lot of good work has been done with respect to log hauling and the activities there, but this just demonstrates when we want to focus on something as an industry, we can make a change. Overall harvesting performance is on pace with 2017, and we saw a bit of a plateau there that we saw probably between the 2012 to 2015 time frame. And the trend right now is we're continuing to reduce those injury rates with industry. And on a related note, because sawmill sector is also one of our sectors that we serve. Sawmill injury rate performance in 2018 was also the lowest injury rate. So again, very good news on that despite the economic challenges, and something that I want to applaud you with your efforts on. In addition to more people going home at the end of every workday, industry's improved safety performance has resulted in a significant reduction in workers' compensation insurance rates that industry pays that demonstrate our tagline, which is safety is good business. And I think some of you have probably seen the preliminary 2020 insurance rates that are being provided by WorkSafe. But I'm happy to say that in 2020, the proposed rates for 14 classification units in the forestry subsector will see an average decrease of 16%. And what that translates to in terms of annual savings for the industry, and this is the rates that you pay for workers' compensation, will provide industry about a $10.5 million, say payback in terms of what we're not going to be paying out based on 2018 assessable payroll levels. So again, significant in terms of injury reduction and getting people home, but also in terms of what that permits us to do in terms of improving our business. The theme of today's conference is succeeding in today's evolving work environment, which actually describes the present state of the forest industry. And with challenges comes change, and our ability to adapt to the evolving work environment will be a key to our long-term success. As I said before, there's going to be a lot of distractions involved in that, and I think a lot of hard work is going to be required and a lot of focus to ensure that we're continuing to work on the right things to get the results that we've got. So change impacts companies and people in many different ways, and today's speaker will provide us with valuable insights in how we can transition through change on both an organization and personal level. I'd encourage you to apply these important learnings and take the opportunity to discuss these challenges with your coworkers and colleagues. That open discussion is going to be something that's very important, and I'd encourage you to do that during the breaks and when you get back to your workplaces. And our ability to effectively manage that change and the distractions that come with it will be key to ensuring that every forestry worker gets home safe every day. So thank you, and enjoy the conference. And again, thank you for your commitment to improving our health and safety within this industry.